Hello. Thanks for joining us as we read. What is it, Louise?
The School Story.
The School Story by
Andrew Clements.
Luis Delossantos will be reading chapter
7.
which is entitled.
Business Lesson.
All right, go ahead, Louise.
Cassandra Day was still alive, but she wasn't exactly in tip-top shape. After saying goodbye to Zoe, Natalie sat in Ella's chair, staring at the stacks of unread manuscript, imagining what it would be like to have her own story. There among them, it was too depressing. So she went to her mom's office and sat on the chair. Just inside the doorway, her mom was absorbed in a manuscript, leaning over the stack of paper, red pencil in one hand and gummy razors. And the other, Natalie didn't want to interrupt her, but she had to. She cleared her throat. Mom, what's with the big stack of envelopes? Are they all manuscripts? Hannah looked up from her office and said the ones in Ella's office or the ones over in town space. Natalie's mouth dropped. You mean there were more? Her mom smiled. Lots more. You put them all together and it called the slush pile. When someone sends us something without asking for us, if we wanted to see it, it goes into the slush pile. Those are called unsolicited submission. Someone writes a story, thinks it should be published, sticks it in an envelope, finds our address and reference a book or somewhere, and sends it off to New York City. The people in the mail room bring us 9 or 10 new ones every single day, and twice on Mondays. Natalie asked, does anyone ever read them? Her mom nodded. Eventually, everyone will at least get a letter that thanks, but no thanks. Digging through the slush pile. It is one of the jobs you get when you get brand new in the editorial department. When Ella and Tim have some time, they chip away at it. When it gets too huge, we get a couple of interns from New York or Brooklyn College and have the power. The whole stack. Most people get sent a rejection letter. Natalie frowned. It doesn't seem fair. How can someone just take a quick look right away and say no? Her mom was about to answer when Lenoff appeared in the doorway, ignoring Natalie. She said, Hannah, I need that travel manuscript on the desk before you leave today. Are you nearly done? Lenoff Springfield was Hannah's boss, the editor-in-chief of Shipley Junior Books. She stood there, one eyebrow arched, folded arms. Natalie's eyes were drawn in leather-long fingernails, blood dried against the pale yellow silk of her blouse. Hannah said, I'll be done with it in about an hour. Will that be all right? Lena smiled. There was no warmth. She said, I really need it yesterday, then glancing at Natalie. She continued, but I know you very busy. Just be sure I have it today, all right? And then she was gone. Natalie stared at the dents like that the woman high heel and left in carpet. Hannah said, gotta get back to work, sweetheart. Try to stay out of sight, okay? Settled next to her room on the bus, and half an hour, an hour and a half later, Natalie said, I still want to know how a person in your office can take one quick look at someone's story and decide it's a reject. That's not fair. I used to think that too, said her mom. But when I spent a week or so walking on the slush pile with 99% of them. You could tell it's not a good enough after with a one page or even less. Bad writing, weak characters, old idea, dull plot. It's pretty discouraging. Then once in a great while, you open up an envelope and you find a story that has some originality, some real style. The good ones stand out like roses in a snowbank. And if you find anyone like that, then you will know why we keep reading the slush pile. Natalie shook her head. But if so, but if so few of them are any good, where do you get all of them books you publish every year? Well, first off, all there are writers. We know good ones we work with. Our author will have to write for the publisher. When an established writer sends us something, it doesn't go into the slush pile. We look at it right away. We don't always publish it because it still has to be right for us, but it always gets looked for seriously. And then there are new stories that agents send us. Agents? Asked Natalie. Like the FBI agent? On my lap. No, like the literally agent. I work for writers, illustrators too. And agents bring us something he or she thinks is good. And if we buy it, then the writer of the artist pay the agent part of the money. Most of the new books we publish come from the agents. Natalie nodded, turned to look out the window of the bus. There wasn't much to see. They was crawling along in heavy traffic. Traffic midway through the Lincoln Tunnel. The orange glow of the tunnel lights bounced off the tile of the ceiling wall. Natalie always imagined the boats of the barges steaming along on the Hudson River above them. And she thought about the enormous weight of all the water pressuring down on the tunnel. It made her feel trapped. So did the business lesson from her mom? It was more fun back when she didn't know anything, back when a bookstore was like a wonderland. And new books just keep showing up like magic. At home, that night, when dinner and dishes were done, Natalie went to the video store with her mom, and they rented 2 movies out. Natalie Nelson didn't feel like writing at all. And by Saturday morning, Cassandra Day, nowhere to be found. That's the end of chapter 8. Okay. That's the end of chapter 7. Hope y'all enjoy.